Hello, my channel say that the city of angels never sleeps, and neither do the tangled hearts that beat within its glittering facades. Next week on The Bold and the Beautiful, Los Angeles becomes a pressure cooker of forbidden glances, shattered illusions, and love stories that refuse to stay buried. From the candlelit corners of Il Giardino to the sterile fluorescence of a prison visiting room, every scene drips with the kind of high-stakes drama that has kept viewers glued to their screens for decades. What begins as a handshake spirals into a slow-burn inferno. What looks like a fairy tale curdles into a nightmare. And in the middle of it all, two unlikely souls sway to a rhythm older than time itself. Buckle up, because the fallout is going to be spectacular. Il Giardino, where gratitude masks a multitude of sins. The evening light at Il Giardino filters through olive branches like liquid gold, casting long shadows across linen tablecloths and crystal stemware. Sheila Carteries, the Sheila assistant at the edge of the patio, her signature red nails gleaming as she extends a hand that has, in another life, held weapons far deadlier than olive branches. Across from her is Dr. Taylor Hayes, psychiatrist, mother, and the woman who once stared down Sheila's chaos and somehow found a way to stitch a marriage back together. The handshake is firm, almost ceremonial, but the air between them crackles with unspoken history. "I still owe you," Sheila says, her voice a low purr that could charm a snakier strangle it. "You saved my marriage to Deacon. I'll never forget that." Taylor's smile is polite, practiced, the kind she's perfected after years of navigating Forrester family minefields. But her iced famous haze blues flicker with something unreadable. Gratitude, pity, or the faintest shadow of guilt. Because while Sheila is thanking Taylor for playing marriage counselor, the good doctor has been counseling someone else entirely. Someone who, at this very moment, is spinning her across a dance floor just a few miles away. The camera lingers on their joined hands a beat too long. Sheila's grip tightens, just enough to remind Taylor that debts between women like them are never fully repaid. And then, as quickly as it began, the moment shatters. Sheila releases her, melts back into the restaurant's amber glow, and Taylor is left standing alone, the weight of her secrets pressing down like the humid night air. The Forrester Creations boardroom, where hope sees progress and Steffi smells trouble. Cut to the sleek, glass-walled offices of Forrester Creations, where the scent of couture and ambition hangs as thick as perfume. Hope Logan, never the optimist, ever the believer in redemption, leans against the conference table, her voice bright with second-hand pride. "Dad's therapy is really helping," she tells Steffi Forrester, who stands with arms crossed, her signature power blazer doing little to hide the storm brewing in her eyes. Ever since he started seeing Taylor, he's different. Calmer, like he's finally putting the past behind him. Steffi's perfectly arched brow lifts a fraction. Taylor's good at her job, she concedes, but the words come out clipped, edged with the kind of suspicion that only a Forrester can wield like a stiletto. Because Steffi knows her mother. She knows the way Taylor's compassion can blur professional lines, the way her empathy sometimes looks a lot like attraction. And Deacon Sharp. The man is a walking red flag in leather boots. Hope, bless her heart, doesn't see it. She's too busy basking in the glow of her father's supposed progress to notice the way Steffi's gaze drifts to the city skyline, as if she can already see the train wreck barreling toward them. The camera zooms in on Steffi's clenched jaw, then cuts away, leaving viewers to wonder just how long this fragile piece will last before someone lights the match. The dance floor, where therapy becomes something else entirely. And then, the scene we've all been waiting for. Il Giardino's back room dimly lit, velvet curtains drawn against the world has been transformed into a private dance floor. A slow, smoky jazz standard curls through the air like incense. And there, in the center of it all, are Taylor Hayes and Deacon Sharp. They move like they've done this 1,000 times, though we know they haven't. Taylor's head rests lightly on Deacon's shoulder, her fingers brushing the nape of his neck in a way that is decidedly unprofessional. Deacon's palm spans the small of her back, guiding her through a turn with the kind of confidence that comes from years of surviving chaos. Their eyes lock, and for a moment, the rest of the world ceases to exist. This isn't therapy. This isn't two adults working through trauma. This is foreplay wrapped in plausible deniability. Taylor's breath catches as Deacon dips her low, her hair spilling like dark silk over his arm. When he pulls her back up, their faces are inches apart. The tension is palpably electric, dangerous, delicious. You can almost hear the collective gasp of a million viewers leaning closer to their screens. Deacon, Taylor whispers, her voice trembling with something that might be desire or might be dread. We shouldn't. But he silences her with a look. Not a kiss yet, but a look that says we already have. The song swells. Their bodies sway closer. And just when you think the spark is about to ignite into a full-blown blaze, the camera pulls back, leaving us dangling on the edge of the cliff. Will they cross the line? Will Hope's faith in her father's progress shatter like crystal under a stiletto heel? And what happens when Steffi protective, possessive Steffi finds out her mother is dancing with the devil in designer shoes? The Spencer mansion, a kiss to build a dream on. While Taylor and Deacon flirt with disaster, another couple is desperately trying to build something real from the ashes of betrayal. Electra Forrester and Will Spencer stand in the grand foyer of the Spencer estate, fairy lights twinkling overhead like a promise neither of them quite believes yet. Electra's hands frame Will's face, her thumbs brushing the stubble along his jaw. We can do this, she says, her voice fierce with determination. Luna's baby doesn't change what we have. Will's arms tighten around her waist, pulling her close until there's no space left between them. You're the best thing that's ever happened to me, he murmurs against her lips. I'm the luckiest guy in the world. Their kiss is slow, deliberate, a vow sealed in the language of bodies rather than words. The camera circles them like a voyeur, capturing every angle of their desperate hope. Outside, the Pacific Ocean crashes against the cliffs below, a reminder that even the strongest foundations can erode under enough pressure. But for now, they have this moment. For now, they have each other. And as Will lifts Electra off her feet, spinning her in a circle that ends with her back against the wall and his mouth on hers, it's easy to believe they might just make it. The prison visiting room, where fairy tales go to die. Meanwhile, in the cold, gray bowels of the Los Angeles County Women's Detention Center, Luna's fairy tale is crumbling faster than a sandcastle at high tide. She sits at the scratched formica table, her orange jumpsuit a cruel contrast to the designer gown she once wore like armor. The guarded woman with a face like weathered granite slides a tablet across the table without a word. Luna's manicured fingers tremble as she activates the screen. And there it is. A photo of Will and Electra, beaming in front of a half-finished nursery. Another of them holding hands at a furniture store, paint swatches fanned out like a rainbow. A third of Will kissing Electra's forehead while she laughs, her hand resting protectively over a stomach that will never carry his child. Luna's breath hitches. Her vision blurs with tears that spill over without permission. They're building a home together, she whispers, the words tasting like ass. Without me. Without our baby. The guard says nothing, but her eyes soften a fraction. Just enough to remind us that even in hell, humanity flickers. Luna's hands clench into fists, nails digging crescents into her palms. I have to get out of here, she says, her voice rising into something raw and feral. He promised me. He promised we'd be a family. But promises, like fairy tales, have a way of unraveling when you pull the wrong thread. And Luna is about to learn that some doors, once closed, stay locked forever. The fallout. What happens when the music stops? Top left, Taylor and Deacon, frozen mid-dance, their lips a heartbeat away from collision. Top right, Steffi, staring at her phone with a look that could curdle milk. Did she just get a tip? A photo? A feeling? Bottom left, Hope, blissfully unaware, humming as she sketches a new designate oblivious to the storm about to rain down on her family. Bottom right, Luna, slamming her fists against the visiting room glass, her screams echoing down corridors that have heard it all before. The voiceover kicks in, low and urgent, next week, on The Bold and the Beautiful Alliances Shatter. Secrets spill, and one woman's dream becomes another's nightmare. Will love conquer all? Or will it burn everything to the ground? The bigger picture, why we can't look away. Let's be real, this is soap opera gold. The Taylor-Deacon pairing is the kind of slow burn, wrong side of the tracks romance that hasn't been this juicy since Brooke and Deacon's infamous masked ball hookup. Electra and Will are the earnest young lovers we root for even as we know the odds are stacked against them. And Luna. She's the villain you love to hatoy till the moment her humanity cracks through the facade, and suddenly you're not sure who to cheer for anymore. But beneath the glitz and the glamour, these stories tap into something universal. The fear that the people we love might choose someone else. The terror of building a life on lies. The desperate, clawing need to believe that real love can survive even the ugliest truths. Next week, those fears will be put to the test. Taylor will have to decide if a dance is worth destroying her credibility, her friendships, her life. Deacon will have to choose between the woman who saved his soul and the one who sets it on fire. Electra and Will face the reality of raising a child that isn't theirs in a world that judges every misstep. And Luna will either rise from the ashes or burn the whole damn city down trying. The verdict, clear your schedules. If you thought this week was dramatic, you haven't seen anything yet. The fallout from these intersecting storylines will ripple through Los Angeles like a 9.0 earthquake, cracking foundations and exposing secrets no one saw coming. Will Sheila's gratitude turn to jealousy when she realizes Taylor's help came with a side of seduction? Will Steffi weaponize her discovery to protect her mother or to punish her? And when Luna's desperation reaches its breaking point, who will she drag down with her? One thing's for certain. By the time Friday's credits roll, no one in this town will be the same. So grab your popcorn, silence your phones, and prepare for a week of television that will have you screaming at your screen, texting your group chat, and counting down the hours until the next episode. Because in the world of the bold and the beautiful, love isn't just complicated, it's a contact sport. And next week, the gloves are coming off. We hope you enjoyed it and look forward to sharing more with you in the future. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe my channel for more updates on the bold and the beautiful.